So when you come to the main site, you'll notice that we have our right on at the very front, we have posted to it is the sign up sheet for the presentations. And you find your name and you find where your name intersects with the date. I've highlighted it for each person. Okay. That's the date you'll be presenting. That's the reading you'll be presenting on. And then you find the second person who has the same presentation reading as you, and that will be your partner for the presentation. Okay, so that's how it works. When you look at this file right here, you'll find your name. Okay, you find the date that you're presenting, you find the reading that you're presenting on, and you find the other person that you're presenting with. Okay, all presentations will work in partnerships, but let's take a look at what the presentation itself is about. So under classwork, scroll down to presentation. So it's worth 15 points. Okay. So what is the presentation? Right. And the purpose of this is that you're going to be giving a professional development workshop. Okay. That is how it's set up. You're going to work right now in pairs. I have you in pairs. If you'd like to work in larger than that, please email me. Okay. If you're unhappy in any way with the date that you have, the reading you have, the individual that you've been assigned to work with, you can get back to me. Okay. By email. And the point here is to pick one of the big themes or one of the big ideas from the course and discuss, okay, professional development. That means you're going to be training other teachers, right? You're the expert. You're training other teachers about how this particular theme itself exists right now, currently, whether it be in your individual school, whether it be in larger school culture across the, New York State, or, across the boroughs themselves, or within the Department of Education, maybe how it shows up or doesn't show up in curriculum, okay, or maybe about pedagogical approaches. So the type of activities that are being done, the type of strategies towards learning that are being implemented. And of course, always, because we're dealing with the urban schooling environment, we are interested in the connection to the community. Okay, so those are some points to bring it back to. So the way that we suggest that you do this, Professor Parmar and I, is that we want you to engage with a particular reading. So you're going to pick, well, the reading's been selected for you. Whatever reading you have, you are going to address the key theme either from that reading or that you've pulled out from that reading, as it connects again to school culture, school curriculum, pedagogy, community life. Okay. And the way that you will do this is you'll begin by breaking down the article itself, deconstructing it, taking out the big ideas from the article, taking out some of the key terms that might show up in that article, unpacking those. So giving us the language that we can use, because we're dealing with critical theory. So whenever we're dealing with critical theory, we're using language to deconstruct power relations. Okay, so give us the theory that's in there. Give us the language that's in there. Tell us about the words that are in there and how do we use them, okay? And what do they mean? And then from there, what we want you to do is to give us something to do, all right? So that we can learn as we're going. So it's a workshop. It is every single one of us who are teachers who've signed up for your workshop. When we leave that workshop, we should be able to take with us at least one actionable skill, okay? At least one actionable skill. So when we're designing this workshop, we say, okay, what's the big idea? The big idea is curriculum, it is pedagogy, it is community, it is school culture, okay? You're gonna pick one of these big ideas. Then you say, okay, how do I explain the issue with that big idea? Well, I'm going to use critical theory. Okay, so I have my reading. In my reading, this is the language, this is the critical theory. So let's take that critical theory language, let's take my big idea and let's connect them. So my big idea, for example, is curriculum. My critical theory that I'm dealing with is, diversity, and in particular, multiculturalism. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what is multiculturalism. I want to talk a little bit about what is diversity. I want to talk a little bit about what is curriculum, what's good in the curriculum right now, where are the gaps when it comes to diversity and multiculturalism. Okay, what's working, what's not. Now I've got some connection points going on. Then what I want to do is say, okay, what's one actionable skill that I can share with these other teachers so that when they go back to their school, They are empowered, okay, to discuss diversity and multiculturalism in curriculum. That's really what we're doing. Okay. So how do you do this? Well, there's a bunch of ideas on right here that you can take a look at. You can use videos if you want, if that's helpful, small videos. If you use videos, keep them really short, like 2-3 minutes. Otherwise, the attention span is gone. So we don't need to watch like a 10 or a 15-minute video, especially because you only have a limited amount of time and it's your presentation or workshop that we're most interested in, rather than like long TED Talks. So you're better to spend your time working on some type of activity, some type of hands-on or minds-on, whether that's discussion-based. We're a small group of only like 15 people, so you can keep us all in one group if you want, or you can break us up into breakout rooms, bring us back together, and then have everyone collectively share the ideas. 45 minutes is the total. It goes by really, really quickly, believe it or not, especially if you do breakout rooms. Okay, so again, go back to the beginning one last time. Here's your checklist. What's my big theme that I'm talking about here? What's the big theme from the course? Is it school culture, curriculum, pedagogy, and its relationship to community life? Okay. What's the big idea? What's the language that I'm going to pull from the reading? What's the critical theory? Okay, can I explain each of those independently? Can I explain the big theme? Can I explain the critical theory terms? Can I connect the two together? Now, what's one actionable skill that I can give to teachers to take with them when they leave the workshop? And then it's all about putting it together. So you'll get a bit of time each of the next couple weeks in class to work with your partners in class. All right, class time on October 20th and October 27th will be devoted specifically to allowing you to work on these presentations. Please use that time wisely. Okay. If you require access to a space to meet, okay, on Zoom, for example, please email me. What I mean by that is October 20th and October 27th, we are having an in-class guest lecture from Douglas Kellner and from Jeff Scher. Each of those guest lectures is only about 1 hour long. So the remainder of the class time, we will not be holding class. However, you can use that time to meet with your partner to go over ideas for how to do your presentation. So again, I will open a large Google Classroom. I will open a large Zoom room for everyone to meet in who desires it, okay, to have an opportunity to meet, okay. However, if you want a smaller breakout room, right, you have to email me so I can assign those breakout rooms to you so you're able to use those. That's the first point. You're also welcome to meet in your own Zoom spaces if you so desire during that class time. Last point, you are not required to do any additional time meeting with your partners to make these presentations happen, okay? You are only required to use the class time that's already assigned. So Thursdays in this class block, you have a couple hours that you've already agreed to devote to this class. That's enough. Okay, you don't need to find more time outside of that to meet on weekends or late at night. People's lives are very busy. Okay, so the group work we will do in the class itself. Each of the next 2 weeks, October 20th and October 27th, you will have time to work with your partner to do your presentation. Use that time wisely. Any questions or concerns, email me, drstevegennaro@gmail.com. I will respond to your email, and I'm happy to meet with you as well on Zoom to answer questions if that is helpful. Okay, I think that's this video.